Episode 2 of Loki may have subtly revealed what the TVA is being used for by the Timekeepers and what the Timekeepers' true intentions are and who one of them could really be. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Nerd Theorist channel. So, Loki's been great. I love it. Episode 2 has been pretty fantastic, actually. That Loki variant being Lady Loki, I was right. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go ahead and check out that Loki and Kang video that I had posted not too long ago. I did subtly mention it in there, but it's just one part of that bigger, it's one part of a bigger puzzle. We'll keep it at that, all right? In episode 2, we got this really interesting conversation between Loki and Mobius surrounding who they are and just how ridiculous it is. And I really enjoyed it, actually, because the MCU is really delving into this sort of weird niche pocket of their mythos, and they're making it really popular. And Mobius's response is basically, look at us. Look at how crazy our origins are. Like, if you tried explaining that to any normal person, they'd be like, they wouldn't tell the difference. Like, Loki's a being created by magic from Asgard, and Mobius is an agent for the Time Variance Authority who cut off branch timelines. Both pretty ridiculous. Mobius goes on to say it's real because I believe it's real. Now Loki goes on and says something to the effect of, fair enough, you can believe what you can believe, but you tried to insult me earlier and call me a child, and one thing that I have learned is that no one bad is ever truly bad, and no one good is ever truly good, and that's what makes the difference between me and children. And Loki has a point, right? The Timekeepers are at the very least arrogant or have some sort of superiority complex. Now let me explain. The reason why I think this is like some sort of superiority, or just they think they're higher than, or powers that be or whatever, is that they approve of the events that led up to the creation of this time variant Loki, but they don't approve of this variant. And it's like, hey, well, technically, if you're the ones who are approving and disapproving all this stuff, you're the ones responsible for it. But you're the one, like, you don't think a variant could exist, even though you're directly responsible for it, apparently. And also, we know nothing about the Timekeepers. We don't know their interests. We are supposedly told what their goals were, but it was kind of through this propaganda, so we don't really truly know what it is. All we know is what's been fed to us. We haven't seen the Timekeepers' true intentions on screen with those characters. And personally, I think Loki is right in questioning what the Timekeepers' goals and motives are, and why they're trying to make one sacred timeline and trying to rule all of reality. Like, what is their end goal? Like, what's at the end of it all? And also, why are they the ones responsible for this, and why are they chosen for it? So after having seen that conversation between them and having had these thoughts going through my head, I went back and looked at that animation sequence in episode 1, and I was looking at the artwork of the Timekeepers, all the statues and stuff, and one of them just so happens to look like Jonathan Majors. You know, the guy who's playing Kang the Conqueror. You know, Kang the Conqueror, the evil guy who's hell-bent on ruling all of reality. You tell me. I might be reaching for straws, but it don't feel like it, given the stuff that I talked about in my Kang and Loki video. If you haven't checked out my Kang and Loki video, you should probably go check it out, because it's really good, and I go over a lot of cool information in it. Seems very probable that Kang is actually going to be in Loki. And given how one of the Timekeepers straight up looks like Jonathan Majors, who is Kang in the MCU, it looks like one of the Timekeepers is Kang, and either him and the other two Timekeepers are fighting for control, or the other two Timekeepers are just variations of Kang, and they're trying to rule reality, and Kang will probably, well, the Jonathan Majors Kang will probably kill them or overrule them and just be who Kang is from the comics and try to rule all of time. And if this is true, if this theory is true and that's the twist they go with in Loki, oh my god, that's going to be amazing and a really great setup for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, who is actually written by Jeff Loveness, and Jeff Loveness is a co-worker of Michael Waldron from when they worked on Rick and Morty. So they probably have very similar, I don't want to say similar, but they probably have shared ideas in how to connect these things, or at least had meetings on how to connect projects throughout the MCU. Also go check out my Loki and Secret Wars video. And another thing on top of all this is that given what we know about, Spider-Man 3 and all those rumors, which are definitely true, and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, it doesn't make sense how the Timekeepers would have created this one sacred timeline if Toby and Andrew's respective universes haven't been erased and those characters are going to be in Spider-Man No Way Home. Personally, I think the Timekeepers are full of shit. There's something that doesn't line up with these Timekeepers, man. So, with that, brings us to the end of this video. If you like this video and you want more nerdy content such as this, go ahead and subscribe and become a part of the community. We here are dedicated to bring you some of the best Marvel, DC, Star Wars, and anime content out there. That's all coming. I have some Star Wars videos in the works that are being written up and or I'm finding the evidence for them and they're being made and stuff like that. Same with anime, the reaction videos are up. I have a couple of Attack on Titan theory videos about, and DC. Obviously DC's actually starting to get their stuff together, but it's still really messy. So go ahead and hit that notification bell as well so you don't miss out a video, and please do not forget to share in your favorite communities, maybe your favorite subreddit, Instagram group, Facebook group, Twitter, whatever. It always helps out a lot. And with that, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.